Dan, if I was given £1 for every time the people who hadn't done terribly well in the parliamentary by-election or local election said, but the turnout was low, I would be a rich person. It's a common excuse, and it is remarkable how the political parties seem to lack sufficient ingenuity that they can never really think of much more to say than that. And even though you point out that that's what everybody says, they still carry on saying it. Well, I guess they've got to think of something to say. No, I mean, what is true, what is important? Local elections should not be used to project what the result of the general election would be. As I already said, Liberal Democrats are always doing better in local elections. Labour tend to do less well in particular. The Greens do better. Last year's local elections, if you actually kind of put them through the standard naughty arithmetic, you'd say, oh, well, there might be a hung parliament. Well, it really isn't how we should look at them. The thing it's important to do is to compare local elections with local elections, low turnout elections, therefore, with low turnout elections. And once you start doing that, you cannot blame low turnout as an excuse, because you've still got that doesn't explain why you've done badly in these low turnout elections as compared with doing well in previous ones. And I don't think the Conservative Party, for example, were particularly unhappy to point out how well they had done in 2021 when the turnout was relatively low. So the point is, so long as we are careful about what we compare with what, and the extrapolations and the interpretations we draw, then in itself, turnout is not low turnout is not a barrier. Of course, it's not unreasonable to say that it may well be true that Conservative voters may be somewhat more likely to stay at home than Labour voters, but that's a symptom. It's not an automatic remedy come a general election.
Okay, and then when you see a party saying the local election was this, which means you can extrapolate that the national election is that, is that even a comparable thing we should do, or just avoid?
Don't forget it. Don't
forget it. Yeah,
don't do it.
Because, like you said, the Greens do well and the Lib Dems do well locally, but that's not the same as national at all. And it seems completely different. Asking the public different questions.